Did you ever wonder how these gay male concubines managed to cope with their difficult circumstances, or if they ever found a way to reclaim their dignity? In ancient Rome, the lifestyle of the wealthy and powerful was marked by grandeur and extravagance. However, the truth behind this facade was a harsh reality for the gay male concubines who served them. These men were kept in a state of constant fear and shame, forced to live their lives in secrecy, and subjected to unspeakable cruelties in order to satisfy the desires of their powerful masters. As property, they were stripped of their original identities and forced to take on the names of their owners. They lived in a world of strict social hierarchies, where their status as a concubine placed them at the bottom of the ladder. Any attempt to assert their own identity or challenge the established power structure could result in severe punishment. Despite the prevalence of bisexuality among the Roman aristocracy, maintaining a dominant role in sexual relationships was crucial for men to preserve their dignity and masculine traits. This often resulted in the ridicule and degradation of those who assumed a passive role. The lives of these men were a far cry from the lavish lifestyles enjoyed by their masters. However, their stories serve as a reminder of the complex and evolving nature of societal norms surrounding gender and sexuality. Their experiences continue to be a source of inspiration and hope for those who are still fighting for acceptance and equal rights in modern society. Bisexuality was not uncommon in ancient Rome, particularly among the aristocracy, who were afforded a greater degree of sexual freedom. The acceptance of same-sex relationships was rooted in the belief that sexual attraction was based on beauty rather than gender. However, despite the prevalence of bisexuality, the power dynamics of sexual relationships were still dictated by traditional gender roles. Roman men were expected to maintain a dominant role in sexual relationships, and those who assumed a passive position risked being seen as weak and unmanly. The concept of virility was of utmost importance to Roman men, as it was linked to their status as leaders and warriors. Any perceived deviation from the standard could result in public humiliation and the loss of social standing. For men who had male lovers, maintaining their reputation as dominant partners was essential. It was not uncommon for wealthy men to purchase male concubines to satisfy their sexual desires while still preserving their masculine identity. These rigid social norms surrounding gender and sexuality continued to influence Roman society for centuries and highlight the challenges that marginalized communities faced in asserting their identities and finding acceptance. In Roman society, men and boys who played secondary sexual roles in relationships were given various labels that reflected their social status and sexual orientation. These labels included senatus, pathicus exilatus, and concubinus. Although same-sex relationships were not recognized legally, some gay couples participated in unofficial marriage ceremonies in the presence of their friends. These ceremonies were symbolic and often involved the exchange of vows and gifts. Despite the lack of legal recognition, these ceremonies held significant meaning for the individuals involved and served as a way to validate their relationships. However, the social stigma surrounding same-sex relationships meant that these couples had to navigate their love in secrecy and often faced discrimination and persecution from society. The existence of these unofficial ceremonies and the labels given to those who played secondary roles in relationships are a testament to the complex and evolving nature of sexual and gender identities in ancient Rome. Roman law was strict when it came to rape, and those who committed such acts faced harsh penalties, including death. However, the law often focused more on protecting the social status of Roman citizens than on the well-being of slaves and concubines. As the Roman Empire embraced Christianity, attitudes towards homosexuality became even more intolerant. Laws were enacted to outlaw gay marriage and male prostitution, with the death penalty imposed on those who defied these prohibitions. The Christianization of the state made homosexuality unacceptable to the majority of the population. Gay male concubines in ancient Rome lived in a world of secrecy and fear, as they were forced to keep quiet about their experiences to avoid being punished or stigmatized. Despite the obstacles they faced, their stories offer valuable insight into a time when traditional gender norms were beginning to shift. Their lives serve as a reminder of the struggles faced by marginalized communities throughout history and the progress that has been made in embracing the diverse nature of human identity. By shedding light on their experiences, we can learn from their resilience and courage in the face of adversity. However, their stories also highlight the challenges that still exist in creating a more accepting and inclusive society. Discrimination and prejudice against LGBTQ+ individuals continue to be a reality in many parts of the world, and it's up to us to continue to fight for equal rights and representation for all. The story of gay male concubines in ancient Rome is a stark reminder of the struggles faced by marginalized communities throughout history. Despite the societal pressures and prejudices that they faced, these men lived their lives with courage and resilience. Today, we continue to strive towards greater acceptance and inclusion for all, and it is our hope that by learning about the experiences of those who came before us, we can build a more compassionate and just society. We'll see you in the next video for more fascinating stories from history.